in pursuit of the perfect mattress.
And I want to be the best product on their floor, the most expensive and worth it.
Finding inspiration and success in the techniques of a forgotten era. They're all part of this edition of How I Made My Millions. Up next, the man who can't rest until you've had a good night's sleep, when How I Made My Millions returns.
Earl Kluft took a family business and turned it into a single-minded quest to create the perfect night's sleep. At an age when many settle for retirement, Kluft kept going until he landed on his back, literally.
You've got to have the craftsmen that care.
Earl Kluft is obsessed with sleep.
Hey, Ruben, how are you today? This has to be very, very straight.
Like his grandfather and father before him, Kluft doesn't just make mattresses. He's on a mission to create the ultimate good night's rest. Kluft's top-of-the-line mattress, stuffed with 20 pounds of royal cashmere, mohair, and silk, costs more than most cars. $33,000 to be exact, but he sells enough of the high-priced ultra-luxury models for his company, Kluft Mattress of Rancho Cucamonga, California, to pull in $44 million in revenue last year. That success is rooted in a lost art, not practiced in this country since the turn of the century. For 63-year-old Earl Kluft, it's the product of a lifelong quest for a good night's sleep. His grandfather, a Russian immigrant named Harry Kluft, went into the sleep business practically right off the boat at Ellis Island. Earl, the first grandson, wandered the factory floor like it was his playground. When grandfather Harry died in 1982, Earl joined his dad to continue the family business. You and your father ran the company?
With my uncle.
With your uncle?
Right.
And how did that go?
And it's like never leaving home, because you have all the same problems you have when you're in your house. You know, it worked.
By 1990, Earl had it. He was chafing at working with his father. Worse, he thought the mattresses they were making weren't good enough. So he took a leap and bought out his dad.
Not that he wasn't good at what he did. It just wasn't possible for two people making decisions for it to run properly. Someone has to be in charge. And I had a vision, and I finally got to do my vision without any interruptions. And that was to make the best mattress I could.
His vision became Spring Air, but Kluft wanted even better mattresses, so he created a wholly new company, Chatham & Wells, a name inspired by fine English mattresses. Kluft had ambitions to go national, but unable to realize them on his own, he sold Chatham & Wells. He stayed on as a consultant for 4 years.
I didn't have a problem with the new boss until they started limiting what I could do.
Kluft left in 2003, discouraged by the very business he had built. Then came news that rekindled his passion for mattress making. Heirloom, an icon of the industry and a lifelong inspiration for Kluft, was up for sale.
Luckily, Heirloom, which was my childhood fantasy company, the best, the man that used to own it, made the most fantastic mattress. Everyone looked up to him.
So in 2004, Kluft bought the rights to the company's name. What was missing was the craftsmanship that had made Heirloom the choice of movie stars and presidents.
And I walk in Heirloom for the first time, and I love the smell of cotton in the air, and all this. They use a lot of cotton. And there's a certain smell a mattress factory has. And I walked in, it's like, oh yeah, this is like home, And it was a small little place then, and it was, who cares? I can make this work. I love this. After I got there, I had no idea how far they let the company deteriorate on quality, on everything.
The problems were massive.
All the pizzazz was gone. They hadn't redesigned a mattress in years. They were living off the old-fashioned designs, and they'd done nothing really but just kind of milk the brand.
So Kluft introduced a new patented design that he hoped could turn things around and finally help him create the best mattress in the industry. Trouble was, the factory wasn't up to the challenge.
They couldn't remember, almost anything they used to do. We had to retrain them on everything.
Earl knew he had to make a change, one that would signal he had every intention of making the best mattress money could buy.
We had a one-year-old business, and I knew we had to move into something really fantastic, a showplace. We bought dirt. We constructed the building. Once our customers would come visit us, we'd drive them over. Even when they just saw the dirt and they saw the construction, they go, okay, this guy's serious. Then they thought I'm in it for the long haul.
But few customers started lining up for new expensive mattresses, patented design or not. With his new factory in the middle of construction and his operations still confined to the small heirloom building, Earl decided to take some time off and travel to New York City. He'd heard Bloomingdale's was searching for a high-end manufacturer willing to make something different, a little pricier. 3 models that could sell for $6,000, $8,000, and $10,000 apiece. On a whim, Earl called a Bloomingdale's rep.
I was in New York visiting my daughter who lives there. And I called him, introduced myself. He, of course, he knew who I was. He said, hey, when do you get to New York? How often do you come here? Well, actually, I'm here now. Really, when can you come see me? I said, when would you like me? He goes, how about right now? I went straight to his office. We sat down. The chemistry was incredible. And from that point forward, we started a relationship.
Your grandfather came here from Russia. He settled in Baltimore.
Right.
Do you think he could have imagined this?
His craft was hand side stitching mattresses. He would love this.
Kluft will soon open a new factory for his luxury mattresses in Pennsylvania, just up the turnpike from where his family got into the business more than a century ago.